Well, good morning to you. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. Well, it's really early Monday morning. I got work here a little later and can't get to sleep. Happens sometimes. So, of course, I made a cup of coffee and I'm going to shave. See if that helps. We're going to give it a whirl anyway. But, sometimes you just don't get to sleep. And it's been one of those days. Had a really good weekend, did a lot of really fun stuff, but now we got to get back to work, and I don't sleep good at night anyway. I'm a lot better at sleeping in the daytime, as some of you know. But anyway, so we're gonna have a shave and see what happens. So over at the Shave Den, it's October, which is OC-tober, Open Comb Tober. So I'm gonna play along a little bit over there, like I did the other day with the, I broke out the Micromatic and had a shave. So today it's going to be the 1902-ish Kemp Brothers Star, and it's got a Pile Super Blade in it that I've already got loaded, and you can see this definitely an open comb. Now the neat thing about these razors is the head pivots back. You can get a good look at the open comb there, and then it pivots closed. So that's always kind of a neat thing about these. This one, the spring is still really strong. When you close it, you don't have to worry about wiggling around. Like I said, I've already got the blade in. It's got the catch at the back that holds the blade forward against the stops. And I've already checked to make sure there's nothing hanging over the edge. When you're shaving with something that has the sharp corners, you can adjust for it. It's not any big deal. But if you got them, use them. So there we go. So for a soap, I was digging around and I wanted something that didn't have a real heavy, real heavy scent to it, and was a good soap. So I dug out this Katie's Bubbles that I don't use very often. I probably haven't used it but once or twice since it was given to me. But it is a good soap and I'm going to use it. It's got a French sounding name and under it says an aromatic aquatic. So we're going to stick with that because I'm not French. I don't speak French. And, I kind of speak Southern American. It's not hard to tell that, huh? But it is Menthol Monday, so I thought, well, we'll use something with a little bit of menthol in it. We don't want anything with a whole lot of menthol. But so the Polar Ice here by Boosters actually has menthol in it. It's a nice, a nice scent, and it's not overpowering. It'll be a nice scent for going to sleep, and it's got a little bit of menthol in it, so I can still say it was Menthol Monday, which is not a bad thing. Now, truth in advertising, because I usually do this. This is instant coffee. Don't yell too much. And I put a little sweetener in it. A little sweet and low. The pink stuff, as a matter of fact. Just called this early in the morning and I didn't really want to make coffee. Pure and simple. Lazy, fuzzy. The way it goes. And for a brush, we've already got soaking down here a horsehair brush. Now, people talk about these horsehair brushes and tangling and needing to be careful and not doing swirly motions and all this kind of good stuff. And, since it's a horse brush, we'll use our normal little saying here of horse feathers. Ladies and gentlemen, this brush has been used circular motions continuously, both loading soap and lathering on the face, and there has been no issues with the brush tangling. Just happen to have a comb right here, and we'll run the comb through a couple of times, and there's absolutely no tangling in there. I'll even get down in the middle and run the brush up, and there's nothing holding the brush going through. There's no tangles in a brush. Tangling brushes, flipping blades, blooming soaps. Yeah, I'm going to impeach you all. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to impeach you all. That's what's going to happen. Jeez. Oh, for instant coffee, that's pretty good. That's actually the, what did I use? Nescafe? I think it was one of the, when you think of instant coffee, think of Nescafe. I could have used Cafe Bustelo. It's really good also. But anyway, I was digging around and found some Nescafe I forgot I even had, so I used it. So anyway, little Katie's Bubble and a horse brush, and we're going to load it in nice circular motions here. So the Katie's Bubble is not a tallow-based soap at all, and some people kind of frown at that. I don't. There's Bijan soaps that are, good soaps that do a good job. I have no problems with a soap that doesn't have tallow. It's still a soap, as long as it's good and slick. And like I was saying with somebody some other time today, that's what you're looking for in my book. You're not really looking for buttercream. Andrew, I know you're looking for buttercream, but you know, that's a whole nother story. It really is. But so we're not really looking for buttercream. We're looking for a nice, protective, slick layer that's you know, going to help carry away the cuttings and help the skin there deal with, so we don't get a bunch of irritation and stuff. Of course, I've shaved with just straight witch hazel. I didn't get any irritation. You could probably shave with just straight water. I know there's people that do it. And, you know, the old combat shave. And it'll work. A lot of things work. I mean, seriously. You can kill a fly with a sledgehammer if you can catch it sitting still long enough. But that doesn't mean that's what you need to do or what you should be doing. It's definitely not something you want to do all the time. But people do a lot of things. So, you know, what can you say? So let's see what we can get out of the Katie's bubbles here. I think what we're probably going to get is a good lather. I love my horsehair brush. This is the only one I've kept. I've gifted others to other people. I wasn't as much of a fan of the one that had the higher loft that was, you know, really floppy. It worked, but it wasn't my thing. I gifted it to the Jazz Man, if I remember correctly. He loves it. Of course, he's lived in Turkey. Isn't that neat? And he knew how the Turkish barbers did their thing. And it's always fun reading when he gets to talking about all that and different things. One of the people I'd love to meet one day, just sit down and talk with him a while over a cup of coffee. There's more, but he definitely was. Look at that. So we got us a nice layer. And if I wanted to, I could keep adding water and soap and build it up to look like Santa Claus and scrape it all off. But, you know, come on, folks. It's like 12:30 in the morning. Why are we worried about that? So I figure if I go ahead and shave now, when I finally do get to sleep, I can sleep a little bit longer. Because all I have to do when I get up is run through a quick shower and get my uniform on and hit the door. So it's always fun to keep switching subjects. But it's always fun with this razor. It's just neat. It's open comb. It's got a shorter handle on it. You know, that classic lather catcher. You know, it's the original safety, and we're talking about it for a reason, because the original safety razors were like these, more so than those two-sided thingies. Listen to this. Gotta love it. I mean, really. Go ahead and turn your speakers up a little bit. Go ahead. Let's see if we can catch it again. That sound is just great. Call it what you want to, whatever. I think that's the sign of a wonderfully shaven razor, to hear it sing at you. Audio feedback, I think it's called. And you get the angle in there and get things going, and it gets to singing at you, and it's a wonderful thing. If you haven't used one of these old lather catchers, you really need to. Even if you're a dedicated fan of those two-sided thingies, this is one of the single edge that you really should try sometime. One of the old lather catchers. It is classic. They're nice and they're heavy. If you like a heavy razor, most of them feel pretty mild, to be honest, but they do such a good job. Mild, aggressive. It's all in your technique. Now, that being said, I'm one of the people that like blade feel. I love what people would call an aggressive, or what I would call an aggressive feeling razor. But these milder lather catchers and things are just incredible. Well, there we go. See, we'll even do a little paintbrushing for you, for those folks who don't think you ought to be swirling. Well, you can paintbrush. I mean, these brushes work great for it. And look how nice and even, and I can tell you, although you can't see it, that is a nice slick thing. We got our angle going here. If you notice, it's pretty shallow. These lather catchers don't have the cap, but still, your angle is, it's not hard to get an angle. come under here and keep us a good sharp angle going across there for our across the grain cut. And I could be doing a little more skin stretching. It would probably be even better, but I'm being lazy this morning. All right, we'll come back under here. All right, beautiful shave. Feels wonderful. They could have stopped making razors with these and they'd still be doing a wonderful job here over 100 years later. Well over 100 years later for these. Of course, that's what, straight razor enthusiasts say too. They could have stopped with straight razors. And yeah, okay, I'll go for that. Straight razors did a wonderful job too. That's what I had to use, I would. But when I can have a preference, I like a good old safety razor. No need to reinvent the wheel, boys and girls. This one rolls along just fine, all on its own. So there we go with the 2-pass shave. And you can see it cleaned things up nicely. That Powell Super Blade is on its, let's see, I've got a couple of them out. That one should be on about its 4th shave. Still going strong. I'll get a couple more shaves out of it pretty easy, I think. And of course, how many shaves you get has a lot to do with how you shave. If you're running it at a good angle and, using a good soap, I think that helps. Also, it matters on how many passes you make on a shave. If you're making 4 passes and during those passes you're running over things a couple different times, you're making a lot of passes. That being said, that's what I do on my touch-up pass, so I'm not saying anything against it. I'm just saying that, so we're going to get another drink of that before we put it back down. That's pretty good. Alrighty. The one thing I do wish, I noticed I'm using my Freds. They closed down the Freds. I heard they were going to, but I didn't get back by in time. And everyone that I used to hit, not only just, there's none right here in Baton Rouge, but I would travel over towards Lafayette, and there was one in a little town over that way. And then when I went back home to Mississippi, there was one in a little town on that way, and there was a couple in between. And I figured one of them would still be open, and I could grab a few things, and I figured wrong. They're gone. All right. But, way it goes. But that was the last place I knew to get the smells like Old Spice. One that was in these bottles. That was the last place I knew to get it because the Family Dollars quit selling them and then Fred's was selling them, and now the Fred's are gone. So I don't know where we're going to find them now. I hadn't found any around here locally. I'm hoping maybe one day I'll go through a Big Lots or something and they'll show up where they bought a bunch of them up and selling them off. Yeah, we'll see. Do I really expect that? Nah, not really. So, there we go with our normal 2-pass and witch hazel touch-up shave. Boy, that's a nice shave. These, like I said, these old alley catchers, they just do it in style. That's all there is to that. So we're going to throw a little bit of the Polar Ice on here. Make it a Menthol Monday. Early on Monday. And that's going to be nice. Very nice. That Boosters is nice. I have this and I think it's called Oriental Spice that I've had for years because I don't use them very often and they last. But man, it's really nice. So there we go. A little kind of easy going, not hyped, not really high powered shave. Just an early morning I'm tired and want to go to sleep shave, and maybe that'll help relax me. We'll see. You ever do that? You ever get up and shave? I've been known to use what I call sleeping scents, which are some of my barbershop scents, lighter scents, Florida Water, the Penald citrus musk or a lime sec, that kind of stuff. I call them sleeping scents sometimes. You can put them on, they're nice and light, they're comforting, and sometimes they'll help you sleep. So I'm going to clean up here and see if I can get back in bed. Hope you're having a good morning and going to have a good day wherever you are. I saw that Patrick was awake in Canada, and not too long ago, Ordinary Shaver was up. Well, it's been a couple of hours on him, several hours, but I saw that Patrick was up not long ago. So if you watch this one after you watch the last one, Patrick, we'll see you. Oh, and one more thing before you go. This is the brush that I reknotted with the flat top, and I've been talking about pulling it out and setting it deeper. It is a little floppy, but it works good. So anyway, Patrick, that's what it bloomed to let you know. And I don't think I'm going to change a thing in the world about it. He reknotted the twin to this, and I think he said he put a bore in it, which should be great. So anyway, that was just a little personal moment out of that. We appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate everybody for subscribing. We've gotten several new members over at Toast here recently that are coming in and reading things. I see where they actually log in. They're not talking. That's fine. You don't have to. Come over and just join in and read. There's a lot of information there. You can keep up with what's going on and everything. It's always good to see people over there. That's the original safety2, the number 2.com. So anyway, that's going to do me for this morning. Real low-key shave there, I understand, but the results are anything but low-key. Just how it goes. Y'all have a great morning. And wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, remember, happy shaves to you.